Whatever. I would have walked the hallway anyways to see what everything was. Coins. All right, I can go through there, but I'm not going to yet. So this is called the box room?
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is on to us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
Interesting. The plot thickens.
Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Okay. What's up, Dark Knight?
Great, honey. There are burnt papers in the chimney.
Wait, is he gonna make me do this again?
There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting.
What?
She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is on to us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part.
I need a way for us to skip this stuff. Alas, there is not. See, look at it. It's gone now. That was a bug. Okay. The box room is nicer than my entire house and every house I've ever lived in. Yeah, me too.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Lovely. Can't go outside.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
In the box room. I remember this story. The myth of St. Paul is well known. Examine the painting? What would this get me?
A fierce opponent of the first Christians, St. Paul is suddenly struck by the call of Jesus Christ and converts. It's the best known conversion in Christian history, which teaches us that even enemies of Christ can be saved, and even become his greatest apostles after finding faith. From what I can recall, the account of his conversion can be found in the epistles to the Galatians, the Philippians, the Corinthians, and the Acts of the Apostles.
Yes, but how is that helping me? Did I just waste my money? Alright, let's examine the painting.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
So we're looking for a guy with a sword. Does my...
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Which is weird because there's no other way in here.
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
Well, logic is only 1 point, so this is cheaper. Let's do this.
I'm gonna need something to help me get the key that fell on the floor. The door was closed from the inside. Would Mother have provided something within reach to recover it?
Like a picker, fireplace thingy? Really? No. Is there something here I gotta grab? Because I don't see anything. Oh!
What's this disc?
I did not see that. Observe the disc.
Oh, that reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Take it. Surely I can use it on this, right? Get the key. Use the disc.
We'll see if it works.
Aha! Logic! See, and I didn't break the door open, so Mortimer won't be mad at me.
It's open.
It is. This is an actual bedroom?
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Ooh. No! Difficulty 7. Whoa. Why does that one look like a different shade of that? It looks brighter. Alright, so I cannot open that. My subterfuge is not high enough.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Okay.
The New Testament.
Oh boy. Analyze the book.
This book is incredibly precious. I believe this is the book my mother referred to when calling upon the Lord.
So this is my mother's book. I don't want to read this shit.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Yeah. Okay.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni.
That's the one that I don't remember this
St. John
one.
is known as the youngest of Christ's apostles.
Okay.
Well, we often give credit to St. John for having written about the apocalypse in the last book of the Bible.
I don't know why I'm spending points on learning about these paintings.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Okay.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by
Why
Guido
am I able to
Reni.
do this a second time?
Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Eventually we have to come back to it. Wait, it's on a different spot. Or is that on a painting now?
Several portraits of apostles.
Oh, for the love of
all
God.
signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
So, what are the points for? I'm assuming you mean that at the very bottom left. Those are like effort points. And those are like for skill checks. So every time you come up to something that has a skill check, it'll cost a certain amount of points. And where is it? Right here. This is my skill tree. I'm a detective-based character. And I'm good at vigilance, questioning people, psychology, things like that. But you could dab in the other skill trees as well. Like the occult, subterfuge, erudition, occultism, manipulation, things like that. So whenever it does a skill check, it costs you one of those points. You have to be careful not to spend them all before you may need them.
Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the apostles by Guido Reni.
They really like this painter, don't they? Devil's Thorn, okay. Is that it? Oh!
Amber.
I like how he says it. Amber. Problem, Zodiac. What's this? More honey! Okay, cool. Royal jelly gives you 2 extra there. Alright, well... Oh.
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. St. Paul is shown holding a sword.
The man with the sword!
Strange. There's hardly any dust.
The answer's here!
The painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. I don't know, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know what that means either, guy. He's not an evangelist.
Of the 4 apostles shown in this piece, Paul is the only one who isn't an evangelist. He is the 13th apostle.
Okay. Think about the secret code, sum up the information from the painting. Why is that under subterfuge? I'm going with logic, since that's one of my base skills.
So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe?
Do you notice they spelled connection 2 different ways? Alright, I'm not going to spend any more points on that. 11. I have no idea. Right? I don't know why it's not tallying up my clues. I have no idea what 11 could mean. Maybe, was there something in here for that? Well, it's about Paul. Let's read about Paul. What? This is a lot. Oh, here we go.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. But wait, a note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here.
Oh!
What does it say? Dear E, I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the 2 groups of pilgrims would mislead you.
What?
Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle. What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that?
Okay, so hold on. E could mean several people. It could be Emma Hillsborough. It could be Emily Hillsborough. Or it could be Elizabeth. Wait a minute. Why is Elizabeth not in here? Am I blind? They took Elizabeth off my journal. Oh, here it is. Duh. Right in the top left. I am blind. So that doesn't really help me a whole lot. Dear E. There's no other E's. Oop. Youngest apostle was this, right? He doesn't have a beard. He's the youngest.
He's the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't got a beard. Hey, wait. That means it's him. He's the youngest apostle.
That's what I said.
This painting is therefore associated with the answer which E had to give to my mother. Now, I just need to know how to recover the answer.
Scrutinize the frame.
The painting looks like it's been taken down recently. But wasn't my mother said that she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle?
Yeah. Take the painting off.
Of course. There's something written behind the painting.
Yeah, guy.
On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
Sounds like gibberish to me. Is there any difference at all between the twins? Good question. So this is Emma. I don't see anything that may easily identify her, anything asymmetrical. She's got like a greenish eyes. Like an olive eye. She's got that red thing around her neck. Red gem. I don't think so. I don't know. Do you guys see anything different? It's the same model. If you look, like, right here, she's got this little blemish on her face. Same blemish. Here's another one. A mole right below her eye. Or not a mole, but something. Another blemish. I think it's the same model. Okay. Think about the code. Think about the figures. Logic or occultism? No, we're going to go with
They
logic.
should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? A group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling them prophecies?
Observe the painting. Do the twins have different weaknesses? Probably. We've never met Emma, though. Emma is missing. And we just learned a little bit ago that she was probably shot. But we don't know if that's true or not. I have a feeling it's not true. But Emily, she's vulnerable to psychology, but she's immune to logic. Emma, we don't know because we never met. Does that mean 11:11 becomes 12:14? Ooh. You could be right.
Do all things without murmurings and disputes.
Not in that instance. Maybe in a different one. Oh, that's 12:14. 2:14. There's 2:15. St. John. No. Oh, here we are. No. There is one.
What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith, and have not works? Can faith save him?
Interesting. I got the little save icon, but nothing is really there. Oops. $2.25. Alright, let's get out of here.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Epistles of Paul, 1-2. Epistle of Romans, chapter 11, verse 11. I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the two groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package you know where and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle. Well, why does it stop there? Does that mean I didn't get the full code?
They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code. The
How
one
about
Mother set up with the
10:14?
pilgrims. What's this? A group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling them prophecies?
How about 10:14?
On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
Alright, 10:14 is what we're looking for now. I'm not digging this part of the game though. Looking through all these chapters in this obviously made for console interface. $19.14. No, none there. How about Paul 2:2? No. Did I click on the right one? I can't tell. No. I think it has to be in Revelations because that's John's prophecy.
And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle.
Was that there
She
before?
might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time, from the face of the serpent. Hey, a new note. It's been folded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's. S. I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
They mentioned the book, so this all points back to the very beginning of the game with the book. Feels like the old days when you needed a notebook and dictionary to do a point and click. Yeah. Awaiting your instructions. I found your book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions. I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. This one.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Exactly. What does it mean? I have no idea. Think about the town quoted. This is costing me an awful lot. This one's cheaper. I feel like this is costing me way too much. Alright, I'm not going to buy that yet. I'm going to see if I can find it without it. So it said half? Does that mean... Wait. What did we just do? Hold on. I know that was Corinthians. Revelation to John. 12. So 6, 7. There's no 6, 7 here. See? Wait, which... That was Matthew, right? There's 6, 1. I thought it was going... Oh, Corinthians 1. 6, 7.
Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message.
A message!
It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous, not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. Am I going back in here?
And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized by John in Jordan.
No. No. This is the only one with Mark.
And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to them and said, "Take, eat. This is my body."
Hold on. Am I still looking in the book? Hold on.
There's nothing worth noticing here.
Oh, okay.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
Oh, I don't have any linguistics. Why in Hebrew? I don't think I need to know that right now.
There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
Oh no, someone doesn't have any thumbs.
No, nothing of value here.
Okay.
It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
Do I get such options at the other painting?
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni.
No. I don't know if I'm gonna poke at that. Alright, I don't think I need to do that either. I feel like the answer's gotta be in here, right? Is it one of the marks?
And behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet. Then came together unto him the Pharisees, and certain of the scribes, which came from Jerusalem.
Imagine drawing a clue to your cool puzzle in dust and then cleaning lady comes in and ruins it all. Seriously. So that was all of Mark. God, this thing's annoying. I'm not sure the answer's in the book, though. Hold on, let me check the paintings in the other room.
St. Paul on the Road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Okay, so I got new options here.
St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
4. So Paul and 4.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest,
Thank you, Windows.
whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
Windows got a nice little pop-up. Ask me if I want to delete my last version of Windows. Thank you for doing that in the middle of a stream.
In him God has chosen us before the foundation of the world, that we may be holy and blameless before him.
You thought that was on your computer? Yeah, I hate it when I hear that on streams. Not Corinthians.
Because we look not at the things that are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Can't Louis just flick through the pages and find them all? Yeah, really. Alright, I thought it was onto something with Paul, but I guess I'm wrong. Hold on, let me double check that again. So we had number 4. Wait, where's the first Paul? Is this Paul?
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. I don't know, what does that mean?
We already knew that, though. We know 4 and we know 11, but we've already gone down the 11 route. Hold on. Yeah, see, this is where the last one was, or the first one was.
I guess I'll just come back later.
I am actually not entirely sure what the next step is here. I checked all of Mark. I mean, it should be Mark, right? It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. Is there anybody here who's Prussian? We have 2 French. We have 1 American. We have 1... what's his name? Von Waldner. It won't let me out, so the answer is in here somewhere. What's that?
Dante's Paradise.
Oh, I've already seen that.
Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
I'm really worried about spending my effort points, but I think I might have to.
There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
Von, how do you spell it? Is probably the Prussian. Von Waldner? Yeah.
Little characters are engraved on the chest.
Didn't one of these have a skill check?
It's a sentence in Hebrew.
The Hebrew one. Yeah. Let's do that.
Choosing the Hebrew alphabet is no coincidence. It's got to be a reference to the Bible.
Oh, that gave me nothing. What a waste.
There's nothing worth noticing here.
What a waste!
Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
So we have Mark and we have Hebrew. All right, let's go back here. There was something about Hebrew in here, wasn't there? Somewhere. Where was it? Wasn't there, or am I just not remembering properly? Hold on. How do you get points back? With the jelly. You have to find jelly. And I've already found all the jelly in the room, I would assume. I feel like numbers drawn and dust might have something to do with it. Well, the 4 was drawn in the dust, right? So we have Mark, we have Hebrew. Wait, it was a 4, right? That was drawn in the dust? Hold on.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Was it a 4 in the dust?
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. There are finger marks. Deliberately drawn in the
8.
dust. 8 in all.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you could be onto something there. So we have Mark, Hebrew, and 8. See, there's no 8 under Mark.
And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here. A message from Mother and
Oh!
E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that?
Was it, it's probably literal, probably allegorical. I don't think it's literal. Mother hasn't been very literal the whole time. I'm going with this.
Guessing it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Cool. I think... Wow, I'm getting all kinds of dings and whooshes and other things. Where is my mother? I did not understand my mother's message. What do you mean I didn't understand her message? So it was literal. Is that what the game's telling me? It was literal? I could have found the conversation between my mother and her partner. You have cleared your name in the eyes of your guests? I don't feel like I did. I searched Lord Mortimer's study. I discovered my mother's message. Huh, interesting. See, so all of the messages I've had with Mother, the entire game, have all been metaphors. So why would it suddenly go literal? I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. It's against her character. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Oh, please let me level up. There we go. There's a massive painting of the nightmare in the manor. Oh. But again, why was she literal? I remember that now that you mentioned it, I remember that painting of the nightmare. Why was she literal about that, but she used metaphors for all the other paintings and stuff? That's silly to me. Okay, I got 4 points to spend. I can go next level of vigilance. Logic or agility or other. I can get a level 1 here. Let's linguistics. I'm going with linguistics. 2 points now. I'm gonna go with vigilance. All right. Oh, and I got extra points from the encyclopedia. I forgot. All right. So what do I have here? I can do logic, diversion. I don't have a skill in check in diversion yet. I don't think. Do I? Conviction. I'm going with diversion.